Hi everyone, welcome back to Tech with Saara. Well, in this session, we will be talking about the top 10 essential Python libraries every AI developer must master. In this session, we are going to talk about all of the Python libraries, right from data wrangling to deep learning deployment, and how these libraries form the complete toolkit for building cutting edge AI applications. So, whichever project you're going to work upon, you will be using these libraries, and these are the most essential libraries that will form the entire toolkit that you require for any AI application. So let us get started with the first one. NumPy, the foundation of numerical computing. Well, NumPy stands for numerical Python. Whenever you want to deal with numerics, be it linear algebra, Fourier transforms, random number generation, well, NumPy would act as the mathematical backbone for machine learning algorithms. Also, whenever you have to deal with arrays, vectorized operations on these arrays, go with NumPy. NumPy in fact powers the entire scientific Python ecosystem, that is SciPy, Pandas, TensorFlow and PyTorch. These are all of the libraries that we will be discussing further in our session today, but NumPy would form the foundation layer for all of these scientific libraries. So, well, in short, whenever you want to deal with numerics, with numerical computing in Python, go with NumPy. Whenever you would like to deal with vectorized operations on arrays, go with NumPy. And in fact, NumPy forms the foundation layer for all of these other libraries that we would be covering further. Well, moving on to the second library, Pandas, the most popular Python library, isn't it? Well, Pandas has become the industry standard for tabular data manipulation, offering intuitive data frames that make complex data operations feel natural and Pythonic. Well, I'm sure if you started working with Python, you would have worked with Pandas definitely. Right? One of the most important libraries in Python is Pandas. Whenever we would have to analyze data, be it in data frames or be it in any other sort of a tabular format, we would have to go with Pandas. Well, Pandas offers data cleaning if we would have to handle missing values, duplicates, inconsistencies, go with Pandas. Or for transformation of the data, maybe reshaping the data, pivot, merge, aggregate, go with Pandas. For analysis, to perform statistical analysis of the data and finally to reveal patterns instantly, go with Pandas. In fact, Pandas seamlessly read CSV, Excel, SQL databases and JSON formats. So whatever format is your data present in, be it in CSV, Excel, an SQL database or JSON, well, Pandas is able to read all of that seamlessly. So for data analysis, the most important library is going to be Pandas, be it for data cleaning, transformation, data analysis, or data integration. Moving to the next library, Matplotlib and Seaborn. Well, as much as data analysis is important, data visualization is equally important. Well, you have analyzed all of your data. You have got the necessary insights. Now, how do you present it to a large audience? How do you present it to a set of people? Well, all of that is done by data visualization, and Matplotlib and Seaborn are the top two Python libraries for visualizing AI insights. Well, talking about Matplotlib, it is the classic plotting library that offers complete control over every visual element. Right from basic line plots to complex 3D visualizations and custom animations, Matplotlib is the go-to library for this. Now talking about Seaborn, it is built on Matplotlib itself and it delivers stunning statistical graphics with minimal code which is perfect for exploring distributions, relationships and categorical data. Well, if we would like to transform raw numbers into actionable insights, we will go with data visualization and that is done by Matplotlib and Seaborn. If you would like to show your data in the form of a line graph or a bar plot or a pie chart, right, or beat any other plot that you would think of, go with Matplotlib and Seaborn. Moving to the next Python library, Scikit-Learn classical machine learning made simple. Well, the most important Python library for machine learning, which is Scikit-Learn. Well, we all know about machine learning, right? Well, let me tell you in brief. When you are training a machine to perform a specific task to get some output, be it some kind of prediction or classification, is referred to as machine learning in brief layman language. Well, there are several categories of machine learning: supervised learning, unsupervised learning, and we also have semi-supervised and reinforcement learning under machine learning itself. Well, classification and regression algorithms would come under supervised learning, clustering and dimensionality reduction would come under unsupervised learning. Well, entirely in machine learning, we are dealing with a lot of data and we are dealing with huge algorithms on which the particular data would work upon, and finally it would give an output. Well, for example, you are going to make the prediction for the weather tomorrow. You are going to study the weather of the past 7 days, and on the basis of that, you are going to predict the next day's weather. So here you are going to use a prediction algorithm, and this is nothing but a machine learning algorithm. And for machine learning algorithm, we need to divide the data into training set, testing set, validation set, and all of this is achieved by the Python library named as Scikit-Learn. Well, this is the most important Python library for machine learning. Moving on to the next Python library, TensorFlow and Keras deep learning powerhouses. Now, the most important Python libraries for deep learning are TensorFlow and Keras. Talking about TensorFlow, it is Google's battle-tested framework which powers production AI at massive scale. Well, it provides distributed training across GPUs and TPUs, TensorFlow serving for model deployment, TensorFlow Lite for mobile and edge devices, and it is used by several companies like Airbnb, Uber, and Twitter. Well, talking about Keras here, it is the high-level API that makes deep learning accessible. Now that we have to work with deep learning, there are several huge neural networks. And to build all of these in just a few minutes, we are going to work with Keras. It provides with intuitive sequential and functional APIs, pre-trained models for transfer learning, seamless integration with TensorFlow, and this is perfect for rapid experimentation. Now, well, if we would have to work with all of these quick frameworks to power AI at a very massive scale such that it is able to handle training across several GPUs and TPUs that actually is required in deep learning, all of this would be done by TensorFlow and Keras. In fact, TensorFlow and Keras together enable everything from convolutional neural networks for image recognition to recurrent networks for time series and generative adversarial networks for creative AI. So talking about deep learning, TensorFlow and Keras are the most important Python libraries. Moving to the next Python library, PyTorch Flexible Deep Learning for Research and Production. The next important Python library for deep learning is PyTorch. Well, PyTorch is very flexible in nature, and in fact, PyTorch's flexibility has become the gold standard for cutting-edge AI research while maintaining production capabilities that rival any framework. Well, PyTorch helps with dynamic computation graphs. It helps with research innovation and in fact is preferred by researchers worldwide for pushing boundaries in NLP and computer vision. In fact, TorchServe and TorchScript enable seamless transition from research to production. So whenever we are dealing with deep learning, especially for research and production, we would go with PyTorch because of its flexible nature. Moving on to the next Python library, OpenCV for computer vision. Well, as you can see the statistics here, Well, OpenCV has around 2500 plus optimized algorithms for comprehensive collection of image and video processing functions with around 47K plus of community members and 20 plus years of development. Well, be it for any application of computer vision like face recognition, which is real-time detection of faces, or object detection, for example, autonomous vehicles tracking pedestrians and obstacles, or augmented reality, medical image, X-rays, MRI scans, or quality control, we will be going with OpenCV. So for computer vision applications, the most important Python library is OpenCV. Moving on to the next Python library, Hugging Face Transformers NLP made accessible. Well, Hugging Face Transformers, they provide a huge model hub with access to around 1 lakh plus pre-trained models including BERT, GPT, T5, BART and many, many more. In fact, there is one-click fine-tuning that they provide here and you are able to adapt state-of-the-art models to your particular use case with just a few lines of code. Also, it provides with production deployment as well. So whenever we work with any kind of NLP research or NLP application, we do require certain pre-trained models. Well, these pre-trained models include BERT, GPT-5 and etc. etc. There are a lot many. And all of these are provided to us by Hugging Face Transformers. So whenever we are working with an NLP project, we will just have to import this amazing Python library of Hugging Face Transformers. Moving to the next Python library here. Well, we are done with all of these Python libraries and these form the most important, most essential Python libraries that you must master for any AI project. Well, in my previous video of top 5 AI projects we have discussed, you will be seeing that all of these Python libraries would be used in one way or the other. Well, summing up all of it here, for data foundation, for preparing and structuring your data sets, go with NumPy and Pandas. For data visualization, to visualize the data in the form of amazing graphs, plots and charts, go with Matplotlib and Seaborn. And for model building, well, be it a machine learning model or for deep learning models, go with Scikit-Learn for machine learning and TensorFlow and PyTorch for deep learning. Well, talking about specialized AI, go with OpenCV for computer vision. And deployment, there are several production-ready tools that help to deliver AI to users. Well, overall, that we have understood from this video is that each library plays a unique, essential role in the complete AI pipeline. And in fact, together, they empower us to build, train, optimize, and deploy cutting-edge solutions that solve real-world problems. Well, start mastering these Python libraries today. Thank you so much.